Okay, LaDonna here again. Big surprise, since I told you you were going to be seeing me several times today and seeing me in the same outfit nonetheless. So, excuse me, I'm going to get situated and comfortable here. So, this video is going to be about my initial consultation with Dr. Garth Davis, my psych eval, and my meeting with the dietitian. So those are the things that I was required to do. My insurance actually only required that I have a BMI or body mass index of 40 or greater, which unfortunately I do meet that requirement. I am being required, however, by Dr. Garth Davis's office to do a psychiatric eval and a meet with the dietitian, which I can plan to continue those throughout my journey. Just because I think it's going to be beneficial to me as far as continued success goes, and my insurance is really great, so financially I can afford to do that because it's copays and we have a flexible spending account that we allot a certain amount of money for per year. I'm sure all of you know probably what a flexible spending account is. So I went to the free seminar that Dr. Davis's office offers, the Davis Clinic. It was, I believe, on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I went the next day on a Wednesday or Thursday, whichever the other was. And they did that. They had me go meet with him the very next day because I am coming from out of town, and they were very gracious to do that so that I didn't have to drive back down to Houston. It's only a few hours away, but still, it was nice of them to do that. And I have family, so I didn't have to pay to stay with anybody. I just stayed with family members that are there. Anyhow, I met with Dr. Davis. They had told me that it'd be quite a bit of a wait, which it was, and I think that that's because they had several people from out of town that they wanted to accommodate, which I had no problem. I just took a book and I met some really, really great people in the waiting room nonetheless, but it was really nice to meet other people that were going on the same journey that I am going on myself. I met with Dr. Davis. He answered all of my questions. What was great about him is I didn't feel rushed at all. Even though he had so many patients, I was mindful of that, and I know that he was too, but he didn't make me feel like, you know, hurry up, I need to get on to the next patient. You know, I didn't feel like I was, because sometimes when you go into a physician's office, you might feel like, okay, they're herding cattle. I mean, there's really no other way to say it. But, you know, I've worked in medical practices, and the doctors are scheduled every 15 minutes, and typically they're running behind. So they're trying to keep up and hurry up and get, you know, get everybody in and out as quickly as they can. And sometimes they don't, they aren't mindful of the patient in front of them, unfortunately, and that's kind of the name of the game. So he wasn't that way. I met with the insurance coordinator. She was very personable. She seemed very nice. However, I did have some issues there because I do have a medical background. I do know a lot about insurance and kind of the processes of how things work to get things approved and that sort of thing. And she misquoted my benefits to me 3 different times. So that was a little frustrating, but we got that taken care of. And in a practice so large, I'm sure that that's something that can happen. But as a weight loss surgery patient, you need to realize that you are your #1 advocate, and that you need to call your insurance directly and find out exactly what your benefits are, what your copays, co-insurances, and deductibles are yourself, instead of counting on the doctor's office to do it. Because ultimately, that expense is going to land in your lap. Regardless of, well, the doctor's office didn't tell me that I was going to have that due. It doesn't matter what the doctor's office does. It is your responsibility. And as I said, you are your biggest advocate. You have to be proactive in your own health and be proactive in finding out what your benefits are, making sure that the anesthesiologist group, the hospital, and the surgeon are all in network for your insurance. Your in-network benefits are always going to be covered at a higher rate than your out-of-network benefits. Anyway, off my soapbox there. I just wanted to give you guys that information so that you would be armed with it whenever you go for your surgery or any other procedure, regardless of if it's weight loss surgery or not. Insurance is always the patient's responsibility, which is unfortunate, but that's how it works. Then I met with the dietitian. She was amazing. She went over what life would be like after surgery as far as eating and that sort of thing. Dr. Garth's office did give me a pamphlet that gave me that information as well. So I do have what his recommendations are as far as diet after surgery and what the requirements are. Excuse my dog scratching back behind me, and you're hearing his collar. So anyway, I'm sorry. Let me just stop and take care of him. Okay, so he stopped scratching, thankfully. Apologize for that. Anyway, I met with the dietitian. Well, I'm a Southern girl, and sweet tea is my vice. It is the one thing that I thought I couldn't live without. She recommended that instead of using sugar that I use Splenda, which I started doing, and I really like Splenda. It did give me upset stomach the first few days though, which was not fun, but I knew I was doing something better for my body. We make a pitcher of tea that's like a gallon pitcher in a Pampered Chef pitcher, and we were putting 1.5 cups of sugar, which broke down in a 16-ounce glass into 2 tablespoons of sugar. 1 tablespoon of sugar is equal to 1 slice of white bread. So I essentially, if drinking 5 glasses of tea in a day, then I was, come on here, stop. Then I was, it was the equivalent of eating 10 slices of white bread. So I essentially was drinking 10 slices of white bread, which is insane, calorie-wise and carbohydrates, the amount of carbohydrates. So that was kind of insane. Anyway, then I met with the psychiatrist. She asked me some basic questions. What is today? What is the name of this practice? Do you know what the date is? She mentioned 3 items, and then 5 minutes later asked me what those same 3 items were. I had to recite those to her again just to see if I had memory recall. Just normal things like that. Then she had me take a 165 question multiple choice test. I met with her again about 2 weeks later to go over the results of the test and her report that she would be sending over to my doctor. That has all now been sent to the doctor and sent to they sent the insurance approval and said that my insurance basically told me that they would get it back right away because I met the requirements, and then the doctor's office said I could be scheduled in February provided that approval comes back, but my insurance basically told me that I was approved. So you know, based on already having medical record information on me. So other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say about the psych eval and meeting with the dietitian. If any of you know of some really great books that I can read, I am already reading Dr. Garth's book, which is Weight Loss Surgery, An Expert's Guide to Weight Loss Surgery, and I'm reading Weight Loss Surgery for Dummies, which I never thought I'd buy a For Dummies book, but I did. So if there's any other books out there that any of you can think of that would be beneficial to me, I would love to hear what those are, or any other resources that you maybe use. I am a part of a vertical sleeve support group, and I am a member of Obesity Help Online. So again, if there's any other resources out there that you know of, I would love to know what those are. I'm also toying with the idea of purchasing a body bug, and I would like to know if anybody has any experience with the body bug and what their recommendations would be. I also heard that there's a, I guess, dupe or duplicate kind of a product that's very similar to the body bug, but less expensive. So I would like to know about that if anybody has that as well. So anyway, I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I watch several people on YouTube already because I want to be supportive in their journeys as well. And I can't wait to see you all again. Have the greatest day of your life. And until next time.